Yes. So we discussed definition. Yes. Any question that you would like to ask?
Yes, sir. Why is linguistic referred to as a scientific study?
Well, in fact, I have discussed, while I was discussing definition, why is it called a scientific study? It is called a scientific study because it follows the general procedures of science, like observation, experimentation, hypothesis formation, speculation, analysis. Say we have testing followed by further observation, and like as I was telling you earlier, that after having attained satisfactory results, uh, they have confirmation and formation of theories. You have so many things. These things, we do not have in say fiction writing or say drama writing. So that is why this is called as a scientific study. That's the reason we have language labs in academic institutions, same as we have for the science subjects. Like in wherever you go in universities and colleges, you would find language labs. Like you have chemistry lab, you have biology lab, and you have even language labs in academic institutions and in colleges and all. And it's not a pure science. Okay, it's not a pure science like chemistry or biology or physics. It is an empirical science. It places somewhere between the natural and social sciences. Here I am reminded of a name, R.H. Robbins. Yes, R.H. Robbins. R.H. Robbins was called Bobby Robbins. He was very popular as Bobby Robbins. He said that language. He said that linguistics is in fact social sciences. Why? Because it is not a natural science. It is an empirical science. So it is somewhere in between say natural science and say social sciences. That is why he places it in social sciences. R.H. Robbins. It's a very important name, Robert Henry Robbins. Okay, he was a British linguist. Yeah, he places it in social sciences because it is that science which concerns human beings alone, unlike the natural sciences. It's not a pure science or it's not a natural science, because in natural sciences you study about animals, you study about plants, whereas here the linguistics, they are not concerned with study of animals or study of plants. They are exclusively concerned about human language, as I told you earlier. What are they concerned about? Human language. Since they are not talking about animal behavior, animal speech habits and all, or speech behavior, or say plants and all. That is why it's not a pure science, it's not a natural science, but it is an empirical science, and you can either place it in empirical science or you can call it social sciences, as R.H. Robbins says. Okay? Yes. So linguistics is that science which studies the origin, organization, nature and development of language. Okay, I repeat, it studies the origin, organization, nature and development of a language descriptively, historically, comparatively and explicitly. Remember these three words. I am writing them down. It studies origin of language descriptively. Okay, descriptively, and then yes, historically and comparatively. This is very important. Remember these. Here we are talking about, we have discussed definition and we are discussing nature. So language, it studies the origin, organization and development of a language descriptively, historically, comparatively, and explicitly, and formulates the general rules related to language. Okay, synchronic, or you may say, this is descriptive linguistics, is also called as synchronic linguistics. Synchronic or descriptive linguistics investigates how the people speak and use language in a given speech community at a given point of time. Like, the way people speak at this point of time is a topic of descriptive linguistics, which is called as synchronic linguistics. Remember this. Okay, so that you don't forget, I'm writing here synchronic. So the study of descriptive linguistics is at a given point of time, that is at present. Historically is through time. This is through time. Historically is through time. Is how language has evolved. Okay, how say, I would like to repeat, synchronic or descriptive linguistics investigates how the people speak and use language in a given speech community at a given point of time, whereas diachronic or historical linguistics, this is called as diachronic. Okay, remember, diachronic. We shall be discussing these terms in details also while we discuss different concepts of linguistics. Then we'll talk about synchronic linguistics and diachronic linguistics, but here I am taking them in a brief because this is just an introductory class. Okay, this is the first topic that we are discussing, and this is I'm just like familiarizing you with the terms. So descriptive is called as synchronic, which is at the given time, study of language at the given time, and historical is through time. Diachronic or historical linguistic studies the development of a language through history. That's why it's historical, or say through time. For example, the way in which French and Italian have evolved from Latin, or Hindi from Sanskrit, or say Urdu from Persian, for that matter. Persian and Hindi. Urdu has evolved from Persian and Hindi has evolved from Sanskrit, and French and Italian, these languages have evolved from the Latin. So what is it? This is a kind of historical study of language. In comparative linguistics, one is concerned with comparing two or more different languages, because comparative means comparison. So when you do comparison, you do comparison between two or more than two languages. This is what. So linguistics, what is it? It does descriptive. It studies language descriptively. It studies language historically. It studies language comparatively. Okay. So now you know why is linguistic a scientific study. You got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes. No. Any other question that you would like to ask me?
Sir, what are the subfields of linguistics?
Okay. Well, before I come to the subfields, let me tell you that linguistics is a science, that describes and classifies languages. The linguistics identifies and describes the units and patterns of the sound system, the word and morphemes, and the phrases and sentences. Okay, I repeat, linguistics is a science that describes and classifies languages. Describes and classifies languages. This is what it does. The linguist identifies and describes the units and patterns. We discuss units, like morphemes and all, units and patterns of the sound system. The words and morphemes. Morphemes are the minimal, unit of language. Phonemes are, just the letters. They are just the individual letters like pa, ba, ta, da, ka, ga. They are phonemes, whereas morphemes are small words. What are they? They are like words like cat, dog, table. They are morphemes. So they are the smallest meaningful minimal unit of a language. So yeah. So what do linguists do? They study words and morphemes and the phrases and sentences. Is it fine?
Yes.
That is the structure of language as comparatively, accurately, and economically as possible. So, linguists, they study symbols, the 44 symbols, then they study morphemes, they study words and phrases, sentences. This is what, the field goes on widening that. So